text you back an answer, or you can say, go and take a picture of this and send it back to me. And generative AI works basically like that, except that it's an AI on the other end. And so you send them a text message, it's called a prompt, or you send them a photo and it's called a prompt. And then when they text you back, we call it output or a response. And so it's all basically, think text messaging, but AI on the other side. And so it's all about learning how to use that capability to solve problems. And my generative AI for kids course is really about, as you approach this, like what I see is many people, if not the majority, vast majority of people approach it in a way that is not beneficial to them.
Okay.
So they use it in a way that tries to replace their own thinking, to try to give them the answer, and not in ways that help you get a better answer. Like the goal should be for you to arrive at a better answer, not for you to get a quicker answer, right? And you get at a better answer by looking at ideas, perspectives, and things that it's giving you, but then as a human being, taking them and improving them, putting them together, getting inspired and going and do more. And the simplest, technique I teach is that you should never ask for one of anything in generative AI. You never go and say, write this email for me. You go and say, give me 3 different versions of this email and compare and contrast them. And then you as the human being have to read but all 3 of them. You have to think about them. You have to listen to its explanations of them. And then you have to decide, which one do I like and why? And it engages your thinking and your aesthetics and your own person. But it also, helps you to eliminate bias because, right, you're not just accepting what it says. You're saying, I'm going to get some options. I'm going to look at them and I may discard them because I think they're biased or wrong or something else. And it's not about just like, oh, let it decide what the answer is. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to replace my thinking.
Yeah, we don't at any point. And I think that you're hitting on the piece of like, how do you learn with these tools? What you said was very important earlier, because I have seen the instance where a lot of schools are banning things like AI because they're afraid of kids using it as the answer versus what you're saying is using it to learn and using it to critically think and have it support. And I love the idea of asking it to do a few things, because even I haven't thought about that as I do it. Intuitively, I do it a little bit, but to actually push myself to ask it to do more than just something basic can also help me and to give me different responses or different answers, so I can also compare and choose what's the best out of all of them and decide why I'm making that decision. So that makes total sense to me. And I appreciate you for breaking it down that way. Are you ready for a quick game?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, we do a segment called Tech Trivia. I'm going to ask you some questions about AI or technology, and you have to try to answer as quickly as you can. The kids at home will also play along. So are you ready?
Maybe.